Hey everyone, and welcome to RUBIN'S Mind Lab, where we break down the latest research into what it really means. Have you ever wondered how you manage to learn a new language when most of the words you hear sound like complete gibberish? It feels impossible to crack the code, yet somehow our brains do it. A new study suggests that this magical ability relies on a secret weapon that linguists call a semantic seed. Most of us learn a language by listening to patterns. This is called distributional learning. It is like being a detective who listens to how words move around in a sentence. You might not know what the word means, but if it shows up in the same spot as a word you already know, like a noun or a verb, you start to figure out its job. But here is the problem. If you had zero clue what any of the words meant, you would be lost forever. The researchers wanted to know if having just a few known words gives us the boost we need to map out the rest of the language. To test this, they set up a clever experiment. They created an artificial language and gathered a group of people to learn it. For some participants, they taught them the meanings of just 9 tiny little words before the main session. They called these the semantic seeds. Another group was familiarized with the sounds of those same words, but was not told what they actually meant. After that, everyone watched cartoons that featured these new words in sentences. The goal was to see if the group with the known seeds could figure out the meanings of brand new, unknown words just by watching where those words sat in a sentence. The results were super clear. The people who started with those 9 known words were able to guess the meanings of completely new, mysterious words at a level that was way better than chance. It was like they were given a map with only a few landmarks on it, yet they were able to figure out where the hidden treasures were buried. The group that did not have those semantic seeds basically just guessed randomly because they had no anchor to hold on to. But how exactly did the seeds help? The researchers tested out 2 ideas. One thought was that the seeds only help you understand the specific sentence they are currently in. But the data showed something much cooler. The participants were able to figure out the meanings of words that had never even appeared in the same sentence as a seed word. This means the brain uses those few known words to understand the entire category. Like putting all words that do animal things into one mental bucket and all words that do action things into another. The brain is not just memorizing sentences, it is building a system. It is also fascinating that even if you did not have a semantic seed, your brain was still working hard behind the scenes. All the participants were able to pick up on the basic rules of the language, like where a verb should sit in a sentence. Everyone was doing distributional analysis, but having those few known meanings at the start was what allowed the seeds to blossom into a full understanding of the language. So, why does this matter to us? Well, it tells us that language learning is not just about raw statistics. It is about the power of grounding. If you are learning a new language, this research suggests you should focus on learning a small but solid base of words first. Do not worry about being fluent immediately. By mastering just a few concepts, you are creating the seeds that will allow your brain to start guessing the rest of the language on its own. This study is quite strong because it uses a controlled environment to prove a point that has been debated for a long time. Of course, the real world is much messier than a cartoon interaction. We have social cues, tone of voice, and decades of life experience that we bring to the table. Future studies might look at how these seeds work when we add the noise and chaos of a real classroom or a busy city street. I find this whole idea incredibly hopeful. It means our brains are wired to find meaning even in a desert of confusion as long as we have just a tiny bit of water to get started. What do you think about this? Have you ever had that light bulb moment when learning a language, where you suddenly understood a word not because you looked it up, but just because you felt like you knew what it was supposed to be? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to RUBIN'S Mind Lab for more deep dives into the science of being human. See you next time.